Old people are cute. Nintendo Game Boy is cool. A touching story. So today we have another quick chat, and this time we are going to tell a wonderful story about a 95-year-old Japanese woman who absolutely loved the Nintendo Game Boy. This story took off in Japan over the weekend, and it is a very heartwarming, cute story, so I really wanted to share it with all of you. Basically, a reader named Kuniko Tsukasa wrote into the Asahi Shimbun, a very large newspaper in Japan, with a very wonderful story about an interaction that her Game Boy loving mother had experienced with Nintendo. And the story was recently featured on the February 21st, 2020 edition of the newspaper. Before jumping into the story, I think a little bit of a preamble will help you enjoy it even more, so there are two things I quickly wanted to talk about. First of all, customer service in Japan is truly top tier, but even among so many companies that provide such outstanding service, Nintendo has a reputation for really standing out and taking their service to the next level. For example, doing a free mail-in repair for a customer who broke her 3DS with their elbow while watching TV, repairing a customer's DS with so much care that they didn't even damage the stickers that she lovingly put on it, writing a personalized, sweet reply to a blind 5th grader who wrote in about his love for Rhythm Tengoku, even going so far as to carefully adjust the kanji to the level that a 5th grader would be able to understand. These are just a few examples of their all-round excellent customer service. And as a result, their amazing customer service responses in Japan have come to be known as godly or divine service. Kami basically means God. Kayo is service or response or support, depending how you want to translate it. Now, Japanese actually has a ton of words that have totally different kanji characters, but the same spelling in hiragana, which is basically the phonetical alphabet that underlies the language. And so, in actual speech, the only way you can distinguish these words is both from the context and slight differences in pitch. So although the kanji characters are very different, the word kami, God, sounds very similar to the word kami, paper. And while native Japanese speakers are typically not going to mix these two words up, well, you know, super old people are super old people, and so we have been given this absolutely heartwarming story. Nintendo, thank you for the paper service. So here's the story that appeared in Asahi Shimbun. It is a piece written by this Kuniko Tsukasa, a 70-year-old housewife living in Chiba. My mother loved Tetris on Nintendo Game Boy ever since her 60th birthday, and always enjoyed having it by her side. However, at the age of 95, her condition deteriorated and she became bedridden. Around the same time, her third Game Boy also broke down. We went to all kinds of shops, but no one sold them, and we'd been told that the Game Boy could not be repaired. When my son said that Nintendo's godly service is good, and so she put everything into writing a letter to them and sending the Game Boy along with it. So this is the cute bit that the story opens with. Grandma actually confused the words God, divine, and paper. And so she thought she needed to write a letter to Nintendo explaining the situation. Very cute. I was surprised to see the contents of what was returned to us within the week. There was a brand new Game Boy inside. A letter accompanying the package said that there were no parts anymore, so it couldn't be repaired, but there was a new one in the warehouse. The letter concluded with a message to my mother: please, live a long life. I sent a thank you letter to Nintendo with a photo of my delighted mother, and my son said, as expected, Nintendo's response is godly. Oh, not paper? She laughed. She'd written the letter because of a misunderstanding, but I'm very thankful to Nintendo. I believe that my mother, who did not suffer from dementia until the age of 99, who said, I'm a very lucky person, and who lives above, is thankful too. So that's the story. How sweet is that? Just a couple interesting tweets that surfaced about this story. Nintendo's godly service is certainly famous, but they must have it written into their company policies through and through. For the Game Boy to be shipped out within 1 week means that this decision must have been taking place at the level of people directly in charge. Where in a normal large company, it would take 1 week just to circulate the idea around and see what to do. With discussions taking place like, without any president, how can this be dealt with in terms of our accounting practices? Absolutely, good point. The company has clearly structured a really wonderful, special sort of system for dealing with these issues. And it's really shown how much they do care about their customers. And I think a lot of other companies could certainly learn something from this. This kind of tear-jerking but warm and fluffy story, I love it. This person wrote the story in a very casual form, but at the end, they switched to a polite form to thank Nintendo. And I think this really shows the person's personality and their feeling of gratitude that they wanted to express. This is just like our Nintendo. And there are a lot of other tweets. This has been making a big splash in Japan over the weekend, but I just wanted to share the main story with you guys. It is very touching, and it made me think, what a nice way to spend your older years playing some video games. I bet that helps ward off dementia. Not to mention, keeps you from being totally bored all the time. And I'm also curious how many old Game Boys and other systems are lying around in Nintendo's warehouses. I would absolutely love to check one of those places out and have a sleepover there or something. Well, at the end of the day, even though this cute granny mixed up the words for paper and God, divine, the result was the same, and the result was truly heartwarming. But what did you think of the story? And have you ever had any really special customer service experiences with Nintendo or other game companies? If so, let's chat about it.